Tonight, let's discuss the idea of change. Many people during this week start to think about all kinds of different Kabbalahs that they're going to make upon themselves and how they're going to make wholesale changes in their lives. And this would be a huge mistake because wholesale changes don't last. In fact, HaKadosh Baruch Hu even withholds siyata d'shmaya from a person when he wants to try to make wholesale changes. The Vilna Gaon explains in Mishlei on the pasuk, "Gam b'loi das nefesh lo tov." When a person doesn't have knowledge, he doesn't work with das, this is not good. Ve'otz b'raglayim chayte, and someone who's quick with his feet is considered a sinner. Very interesting. What does quick with his feet mean? So the Gaon explains that raglayim are midas. And a person who tries to grow in characteristics, to try to change, make a real change in his life, so he says he has to go with baby steps, one little small step at a time. Because just like a person who skips rungs on a ladder, he falls from the ladder, and it's his fault because he skipped rungs, so too the person who tries to jump many levels all at once, and he's considered otz b'raglayim. He's trying to be too quick with his changes, and he's considered a chayte, a sinner. The next pasuk is even more severe. Iveles odom tesalef darkoi. The evil of a man will move his path away. Va'al Hashem yizaf libay. But he'll direct his anger at HaKadosh Baruch Hu, even though he's the one that went off the derech. The Gaon in this particular pasuk says something even stronger. He says, Chazal teach us, Haboli toyer Messiah noisai. Someone who tries to purify himself, to get better, so HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives him siyata d'shmaya. But a person who goes ahead and tries to jump too many rungs at once, he tries to make too many changes all at once, so that person doesn't get the siyata d'shmaya, the help from Shamayim to change. And because he doesn't get that siyata d'shmaya to change, he fails. But the problem wasn't the Rebbeinu Shalom not giving him the siyata d'shmaya. The problem was the decision in the beginning. Iveles al adam tesalef darkoi. It was the person who was jumping too many levels all at once. And really, he couldn't do all those things. And so therefore, a person who doesn't act within himself to understand that he has to take one small step above where he is, that person loses his siyata d'shmaya, but then afterwards gets upset at the Rebbeinu Shalom and says, why didn't you help me? I wanted to do so many good things. I wanted to change so many changes. And that's the end of that pasuk. Al Hashem yizaf libay. He gets angry at Hashem for not helping him. But the real mistake, says the Vilna Gaon, was trying to take on too many things at once. Very important words as we progress in this Aseret Yemei Tshuva towards Yom Kippur. And we may want to think of trying to do this and trying to do that, and we're going to completely change in this way and that way so that we can completely purify ourselves before Yom Kippur. It's not even a noble idea, because noble ideas get siyata d'shmaya, and this idea doesn't. Al Hashem yizaf libay. We shouldn't direct our anger at the Rebbeinu Shalom. It's at ourselves for trying to do too much at once. So therefore, we have to take a very measured look at ourselves and be able to realize that small, incremental steps towards improvement are what the Rebbeinu Shalom wants from us. And it's in that he will give us his siyata d'shmaya.